All right, it's Coach Brix.
And this is Ed O'Brien.
And this is the program, guys. Great to be back. Finished up, week 7?
Yes, sir.
Going into week 8. So
it's flying by.
Yeah, 2 weeks left. 2 weeks. Solidify your playoff positioning right now or getting into the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is it. We got 2 weeks left. This is the last, really, what I call regular season week, because next week's rivalry week.
Yeah.
If you look at the schedule, it's teams that are comprised of, teams that, are closely, related, distant-wise and stuff, like Holy Name, Lingostown, stuff like that. So this is the last, really, what I call outside week until we get up to the rivalry week.
Right.
It's always fun.
The matchups like Harrisburg versus Harrisburg.
Oh, yeah. You can't beat that. It's always fun. So, week number 7. I know you're going to be talking about some of these games and stuff like that, but some great matchups. And I'm going to start it off with the Pee Wee matchups, you know what I mean? Going through some of these, looking at some of them and how they all unfolded here. You had Holy Name. They're having a great, the Pee Wee team's having a great season. The only team they've actually got knocked off by was York. We know how York's been just killing people at that Pee Wee level. So, you know what I mean? Holy Name's right behind them, scoring points, defensive-wise and all that kind of stuff. And they came up with a big win. The Broncos taking care of business down there, the Redland team, the Patriots. You also had, Northern beat New Cumberland, Cedar Cliff taking care of Hershey, and then you also had Shippensburg, beating the Falcons, LD, Lower Dolphin, taking care of business down there. And then, who else we have? West Perry taking care of Gettysburg. West Perry sitting at 7-0. Another phenomenal team, another phenomenal season that they're having down there as well. And you look at some of these teams, their standings and stuff that they're doing down at the Pee Wee level. And you have, York, everybody knows about. We have Holy Name, like we mentioned before. But then going down to that national conference, you have Northern sitting at 7-0. And on the other half of that bracket, you have Mechanicsburg. So, collision course there, 2 teams that are 7-0. And then you go down to the Federal Conference, and you have Good Shepherd and Boiling Springs, both 6-1 in that same one. And like I mentioned before, West Perry sitting at 7-0. So you still got some undefeated teams, and I like to see, if those undefeated teams run the season, undefeated.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see.
It's pretty, as we talked about before, to go undefeated in the regular season.
That's impressive.
It's quite an accomplishment.
That's huge.
You got to keep up your intensity every single week.
That's not easy to do, let's be honest. And, especially for the young kids.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do. And it might even be just as difficult for the coaches.
Exactly.
To keep these, let's be honest. You got kids running all over here, they're probably looking at, there's some candy at halftime, getting hot dogs. You got to keep them focused. So I give, a lot of credit to coaches who can do that, day in and day out.
Yeah,
keeping these guys, definitely focused and disciplined. We'll move right along. We'll go to the pony level. You had Holy Name take care of Cumberland Valley. Holy Name right behind York again at that pony level. So they're sitting right there. York totally destroyed Swat-Air, 44-0. York has a nice program down there with that Pee Wee and pony. You're looking at, God bless you, sir. You're looking at Steelton taking care of Hummelstown, 37-13. You got that Middletown squad. I was talking to one of their midget coaches, and I know you're going to be discussing these guys, but their pony team. Wow, 270 points to 6.
Yeah.
They're just laying shellackings down. It's not even the points that they're scoring; it's just the defense.
Right.
I mean, they're giving up what? Less than a point a game. That's like unheard of in football.
How much you can do about that? if the other team.
That's like, dude, when you give up 6 points, a game is great. They're giving up less than a point, less than 1 point per game.
That's extremely impressive. They're taking pride in not giving up any points.
Yeah,
not even a touchdown.
Wow. That's just, I'm amazed. So I give a lot of credit to those guys. Congratulations to those guys doing what they're doing.
About to say, great things going on in Middletown right now.
Yeah, it looks like that program's turning around, down to youth level and is going to build themselves up to that high school, which you're starting to see a little bit this year with that high school team being better. You got Seven Sorrows taking care of Northern Lebanon. You got Good Shepherd taking care of Halifax. And you got Shippensburg, who's having a good season this year, took care of Lower Dolphin. So, you got a lot of the same teams, at the Pee Wee and Pony levels that are, very good. So it looks like some of these programs, have some good years ahead of them. Very good years, Just to mention off the tops in each conference, you got York at 7-0. In the lower half of that conference, the Harrisburg Packers at 6-1. Then you go to the National Conference, you got New Cumberland 6-1. The other one we just mentioned was Middletown, just steamrolling everybody. Then you got Shippensburg, who's having a great year, only giving up 27 points so far through 7 games, which is phenomenal.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And then you also got West Perry, who's also putting up points, 208 points, and only giving up 20. So that's another program that's doing what they need to do, man. I give a lot of credit when teams don't give up points. Defense, we've always said, wins championships.
Absolutely.
And they're definitely doing it at that level, not just scoring points, but they're definitely taking care of business on that end. And then you got the midgets, right?
All right, yeah, let's get into this on the midget level. A couple of the games we talked about, there were some of the bigger games. I mean, every game is important, but Harrisburg Broncos defeated Redland 14-8.
Yeah, I was talking to one of their coaches this week. He said, man, Redland, very, very disciplined. Plays that fundamental, old school, disciplined football, smash mouth. You're taking it back to the 80s, 70s, 80s, where you just ran the ball. He said it was an awesome game. He said it was like one of those old school games. So.
And think about it. At some of these levels, the difference is the disciplined defenses, the disciplined teams. They usually, win out these games or keep it close. Like the Broncos have been pretty much blowing everybody out.
Yeah.
And you got to figure Redland figured. They probably got up, took it up another notch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gave them a good game. I didn't see the game, but we see the score 14-6. Big time difference from the other.
You got to give it to Harrisburg though, getting the W again.
Yep. And that was at Redland too.
Yeah. So that's not an easy place to play at all.
All right. And other winners were the York beat Satara, Central Dauphin. They beat the Packers.
Yeah, I gotta give it up to Central Dauphin, man. They started out the season kind of slow at this midget level. I think that at one point they were 0-2 or 0-3 or something like that, and they've now rolled off. You know what I mean? Some wins, 4 out of the last 5 games or something like that. They've come up, and got the W win. So they have definitely started to position themselves, up the playoff ranks. They're much, much better.
Okay. And New Cumberland defeated Northern. Hershey got the win over. Oh, that was a forfeit. It looks like. Hummelstown defeated Stilton. They're 4-3 right now. Susquehanna defeated East Pennsboro. Let's see. Seven Stars came out with a victory. Good Shepherd. Lower Dauphin and Shippensburg, they both for their teams. Well, they don't have a team, it looks like. Boiling Springs beat Susquehanna 14-13. I'll get into that game in 1 minute.
Wow.
Let's see. Greenwood beat Big Spring, and West Perry beat Gettysburg. Now back to that Boiling Springs Susquehanna game. That was a pair of 5-1 teams as of last week.
Yeah.
And we actually got a game report.
Nice. Love them. Game reports, baby.
Let me rewind this real quick. Middletown got the big win on Mechanicsburg, it looks like. That was, Middletown was 6-0 and Mechanicsburg was 5-1. So Middletown is now 7-0. They got the big win over Mechanicsburg. So on all levels, they're doing everything.
Yeah, and I talked to one of their coaches too this week. One of the mentions the big game for that national conference probably championship is you got Middletown playing Hershey this week.
Right.
So that's huge. If you get a chance, get yourself out to that game. You're going to see, a Hershey team that's only given up 18 points. They're not the most explosive offense, but they don't give up points. You're looking at probably one of the most explosive offenses, though, on this midget level. I think they've scored the most points in Middletown. I mean, they play great defense, too. But that should be a great game. You're going to see who wins out. Is that offense going to win out? Is that defense going to win out? So definitely get a chance to get out to see that game this weekend.
All right. Now, as I mentioned, I got a report on the Boiling Springs Susquehanna game. As we told you before, we definitely suggest that you send these things.
Yes,
in.
definitely.
This is pretty detailed, so I'll get into it real quick. Let's see. Okay, from the looks of it, Susquehanna is a passing team, and Boiling Springs is pretty much a running team. So looks like Boiling Springs scored early on a 1-yard run by the quarterback. His name is Michael Wagner, which was set up by a 35-yard pass from him to Doug Bear. Looks like point after was run by Austin Heiser. The name sounds familiar. Let's see. It says Austin Heiser also got sick during the game. So he had to sit out for a minute. But it looks like Susquehanna then scored twice to take a 13-7 lead late in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
All right, so Michael Wagner, the quarterback, had a shifty 40-yard run to the Susquehanna 2-yard line. And the next play, looks like the quarterback took it in for a second touchdown of the game. Let's see. And it looks like they got the extra point when Wagner hit Blake Bush for the extra point. So,
Good.
That's how they got 14-13. It looks like Susquehanna then fumbled on the kickoff.
Oof.
And Austin Heiser came back from the stomach flu to run out the clock, running the ball. So
I like it, man.
kudos to Bowling Springs
Yeah,
and
that
Mr.
kid,
Heiser.
man, Austin Heiser, man, not giving up. I like that, man. That guy not getting, getting sick and coming right back. That sounds like a hockey player.
And another thing is mentioned, they're 6-1 now, and I think it passed maybe last year, a couple of years, maybe just last year. They were the team was down at the midget level, so to see them at 6-1 now, it shows you
Awesome.
what hard work and dedication and just putting the work in
Yep.
can take you far, and they're 6-1 right now. So
Now, we appreciate you guys sending that out, man. Greatly appreciate us sending the game report. I hope, we get more of them, especially from this weekend coming up with some of these big games, What else you got?
I was going to, as far as big games go, let's see, Holy Name and Harrisburg Broncos at the pony and peewee level should be pretty decent matchups. Harrisburg Packers at the midget and pony level.
Okay.
They're
playing Redland.
Right. At the peewee level, we have 6-0 Stilton. I'm sorry, 6-1 Stilton going up against the Northern Polar Bears, 7-0.
Awesome.
Speaking of Stilton, I've heard a lot about one of the Irby kids, quarterback. Irby's in pretty good down there, so throwing the ball, running it. I think it's Alex.
Like it.
Alex Irby, the quarterback. So
Excellent. That's
shout out to him.
His dad's the head coach, right?
At the house, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably is. And I think you mentioned Hershey, Middletown. So that's at the midget level.
That should be the midget level,
Yeah.
That game is on Saturday, guys. That game is at Middletown on Saturday. At least as far as we know right here by the schedule we have, noon kicks off, but the midget game is at 4. So Middletown High School. Definitely, if you guys have a chance, you guys don't have a game on Saturday, get to that big game. That's going to be fun. I think where they play the football games at.
Okay,
middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the middle school. So that's where I think they play the football games at. So definitely, if you get out a chance on Sundays, Holy Name is at Harrisburg. Like you said, the Pee-wees.
Yeah.
Ponies should be a great matchup for those guys.
It's be great.
Which is great.
Saturday night.
Yeah. So that's a Sunday game.
Sunday. Okay.
That's at Harrisburg. Yeah. So guys, it's coming down to crunch time, getting down to what you guys need to do. You know what I mean? Put those X's and O's together, make sure everybody's on task, so you guys roll in with some momentum going into the playoffs. You don't hit that slide. Teams that aren't in yet, are still a little bit on the bubble. You need a game or two to win. You got to get in, and this is playoff seeding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can you do for the where you're going to be ranked for that seeding? But
That's
we talk about it every year, man. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
It's week 8.
It's crazy, man. Getting into week 8.
Getting stronger too.
And you see that the temperature's a little bit changing here. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, so hopefully you guys get the nice weather.
This week.
Yeah, that's hopefully. It's supposed to be cool, but at least it'll be nice, Unlike the last week, 2 weeks or whatever, it's been a little bit crazy. Our prayers, our thoughts go down to the people of South Carolina. I know I have some people down there, some friends and stuff like that, sending me up some pictures. One guy sent me a picture of a high school team that was supposed to play this Friday. Water's all the way up to the bottom of the field goal.
That's crazy.
He said, Dave, this is what they got playing this weekend. Yeah, they ain't playing there, but that's exactly what he showed me.
Get the boats out.
Yeah, you're going to have to play some water polo maybe instead of football, but our hearts are down with those guys. I know it's not easy, all the rain they've got. I know they don't get a lot of things like, other parts of the country, you don't hear as much about it, but our hearts are out to them. Anybody who has relatives down there, you know what I mean? Definitely.
One more thing. Team PA trials for the Maryland Crab Ball.
Yep.
This upcoming Monday, Columbus Day over at Bishop McDevitt's new school. Registration is at 1. The trials are from 2 to 4. If you have to go to school on that day, you'll be able to come over. You'll be able to come at 4 o'clock. They'll do a separate evaluation. If you need more information on that, I forgot her email address, but you can email me at rivalspa@gmail.com. I'll make sure the person who needs the information gets it. But it's a great opportunity for any current 6th, 7th, or 8th graders to play on the travel team.
And you don't have to play.
Right.
It could be anybody. So
Exactly.
you don't even have to be playing this year. I know one kid came in and contacted me. He decided not to play this year. He's going to play next year, but he said he's going to go to the trial. So
There you go.
it's all good. So even if you didn't get a chance to play this year, you're good to go. Get over there though. Make sure you register early. Don't show up at 2:30 or 2:15 or 2:05. Registration starts at 1.
And just in case if you end up walking up, it's $25.
Yeah,
Registration.
I'll also be there. I know my man, the main man, actually, the main recruiting guy, Mr. Showman here. Ed will be there. I'm actually doing the warm up. We're starting at 1:45 with the warm up, so I will be there for the warm up. Get everybody loose, get you guys going. So we start right at 2 o'clock. You guys will actually start right at 2 o'clock. So 1:45 warm up, 2 o'clock. But be there, man.
Sounds
Love to
good.
see you guys. Make sure you guys come up and see us. Say that you guys have mentioned, you've seen us on the show. We love to see people that, have watched us and stuff like that. Love your feedback, good and bad. What we can do to improve it. That's what Ed and I are all about. But definitely, man, guys, best of luck this upcoming week.
Yes.
Have a great time. Enjoy. Continue to work hard. Anything else to say?
That's it. Good luck this weekend, and I should see some of you guys on Monday.
Should see a lot of you guys on Monday. So
Absolutely.
definitely, because each team has, 30-some kids on it?
Yeah.
Something like that. So you have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So
A lot of opportunity there.
definitely get out. You're going to be playing some different teams outside the area, and that's what's important. So, guys, just remember, man, this is Coach Brix,
It's Ed O'Brien.
and this is the program.